Hello friends, you are again with Ruchi Jain. Welcome to my channel Learn German the Easy Way. So, how are you doing? I hope you are doing very good. Today I thought of making a video on a different topic, not related to German grammar. So, I tried to identify the difficulties the German language learners face and try to analyze these difficulties, and also I have given the tips how to overcome these language learning difficulties at the end of my video. And I'm pretty sure that you will get benefited by this video. So do watch my video till end. One more thing. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do consider to subscribe it and do share it with your friends. So the topic today we have is how to overcome language learning challenges. So are you ready to go ahead? Let's go. Now, let's see challenges. While learning a foreign language, we all face many challenges, which can be undoubtedly overcome by a little bit of sincere efforts. Do remember, nothing is impossible. First, you need to convince yourself that you can do it. That's very, very important. No matter how difficult is the language, but you should be sure that you can do it. Then only you can go ahead. If in the initial stage, if you think it's very difficult, I don't know whether I'll be able to do it or not, then it will be really difficult for you to go ahead. So just think like that. Nothing is impossible and you can do it. So accept it as a challenge that you have to complete this challenge. Let's see what challenges we can face. Now, the first one is here interest. Now, you must be thinking, what does that mean, interest? You know the literal meaning that I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the interest in the language learning. So, the first challenge we face, usually the language learners face, is lack of interest. It can be a big obstacle in learning a new language. How? Let me explain it in a little bit simple manner. We learn language because of different reasons. Sometimes we learn because it is there in our school syllabus, or it is required in our college subject, or it may be required because of our job requirement or something like that. So you may have not thought of learning the language, but though it is required, that is why you have to learn it. So you may not be that much interested in it. But if you really want to learn the language, you need to develop interest. That's the best way to do it because you do not have any other option. You have to learn the language. So it's better to learn it with interest. So for doing that, what you can do, I would suggest uh, to use different mediums, to use different methods of learning. For example, you can watch movies, German, for example, if you are learning German language or any other language. So do watch movies in that language with subtitles. That will help you to keep yourself interested in the language, or you can hear music, you can listen to the different musics, different rhythms, you can listen to the news in the language which is specifically for language learners or beginners, or you can read short texts or articles with the subtitles, with the sorry translations, like that. So there are different methods. You do not need to just go and follow the books which are given to you for learning the language. There are different methods. You can hear the music, you can hear the short radio programs and like that. So there are different ways. When you use different methods, you will keep yourself interested in the language. So that's the first challenge which we can overcome very easily. Let's go ahead. The next challenge on our list is motivation. It's very, very important. Lack of motivation can bring you back to ground zero or may compel you to give up. So, how to overcome this challenge? Let's see. A pool of opportunities can be attracted if you know a foreign language. For example, higher studies abroad, jobs in IT, medical, research and development, teaching, technical fields, cultural exchange programs, finding new friends, tourism, etc. So these are the benefits when you know a foreign language, and you should not forget a foreign language in your resume is always a plus. It can give you plenty of monetary benefits. So keep yourself motivated. Do remind yourself why are you learning the language and what advantages this language can give you. That will be enough to keep yourself motivated. I hope this is very clear to you. Let's go ahead. Next one is fear of making mistakes. I hope you understand it. Being fearful of making mistakes can prevent you from using the newly learned language. So you are at the stage or learning stage, so it is definitely okay to make mistakes. Do use the language as often as possible. We learn from our mistakes. Don't be disappointed if people are making fun of your mistakes, as it is a sign that you are learning something new. Learning is a continuous process, and you while learning something new, you always make mistakes. That is how we learn things. So it is definitely okay to make mistakes. Don't feel ashamed that I made a mistake. I have experienced people, um, I have seen people, learners, that they just escape from speaking anything. They just think, "Yeah, I will make a mistake." So I just want to tell them, let it be. It's good to make mistakes. It shows that is you are learning something new every day. It's definitely okay. So don't be fearful of making mistakes. Let's go ahead. Next one is time management. Very important again. Time management is sometimes really tough for language learners, but a proper strategy to achieve the desired goal can help here. Most of the language learners are like students who have something else, other important subjects to study, so they find it difficult to find they find it very difficult to find time to learn this extra language. Or the learners who are professionals, working professionals, so they are quite busy in their profession, so they learn this language as an extra advantage or extra language, extra skill. But it is very difficult for them as well to manage time, to get time to revise, to practice the language. So and in such a scenario, it is very important to manage the time strategically. Set the timeline for a particular topic and follow it to its best. What you can do, you can set the timeline. You just take a topic, just follow the realistic goals. Don't go for ki I will complete the entire level in 15 days. That is unrealistic. So don't do that. Just choose a topic, particular topic, and set a timeline for that. Ki in this week I will complete this particular topic, or in 2 days I will complete this topic, and do follow that timeline which you have made yourself. Short-term achievable goals help in long run. I hope you understand this very clear. It's nothing to describe. So time management is very important. Next one is dedication. Very important, dedication. Language learning and dedication go hand in hand. If you are learning without consistent efforts, then it is of no use. You have started learning the language, you have bought the books, you have joined the course, but still you are not dedicated at all to the language, then it's of no use. You also know that. So, what should you do at that time? When you start learning a language, it is necessary to give at least half an hour to the language every day. It can be reading, writing, hearing, watching movies or news, or speaking with your, maybe if you do not have any partner, then you can speak to yourself in front of mirror. You can just pretend. But what is important? To give dedicatedly half an hour. If you're not able to give even half an hour, just give 15 minutes only for the language. And those 15 minutes you should give your 100%. So it is very important to dedicate your that particular time slot to the language. It's not at all difficult. It's up to us what we can do. And definitely, if you can get time to watch movie, to watch news, if you can get time to eat food, you can definitely get time to learn the language as well. So it is up to you. So you need to show some dedication to learn the language. Then only you can think about the results. Comparison, that is a different kind of challenge which I want to include here. Comparison works sometimes as the worst demotivator for language learners. Each individual has different capability. Some learn to read fast, some learn to write fast, some learn to speak fast. So it does not mean that you are incapable of learning. So do not compare yourself with any other colleague of yours who is also learning the language, or any other classmate who is also learning the language and is learning quite faster than you. So it's of no use. Do not compare yourself. We all are individual. We all are different, and we all have different capacities. So we cannot compare our performance with somebody else. If we all are equal, then we will nobody can come first. So that is not possible. So your aim should be, your focus should be on language learning, not the comparison that he has learned a lot, he has learned quite quickly, he is doing very good and I'm not doing it. It's not the, it is just the time. You may take a little bit more time and he has taken lesser time. So do not compare yourself. Be confident, keep learning, identify and improve your weaknesses instead of making comparisons with your peers or with your colleagues or with your classmates. Very important to understand this point. The next one is very important, positivity. It is sometimes hard to remain positive after not getting the desired results in language learning goals. It happens sometimes. For example, like if we have started the language learning and after 2 3 weeks we are having the test, and in the test we are not able to perform well what we have we have expected. Okay, I'll get this much marks, but we are not getting that much marks and we feel like quite demotivated. Now this is not my cup of tea, I cannot learn the language, I'm not having time, whatever. We give multiple excuses, but this is not the thing. We need to take it as a challenge. Ki in the next test I will perform much better than this one. That is called positivity, that is called motivation, that is called uh, thinking, having a hope. So, what you can do to remain positive? Language learning is not easy, but at the same time, it's not impossible. You should always remember that it is possible. Identifying your weak areas can help you improve. And do remember, we have achieved a lot more difficult goals in the past. So, it's just a language. It's our life. So, in our lives, we all have difficult times and we overcome those challenges, much difficult challenges. So it's just a language. It's not the end of the day, end of the life. We can do it. Anybody can do it. We just need some more efforts. That's all we need to do. It's just a language. We need more practice that we definitely can do. So we need to remain positive to learn the language. It's very important. Let's go ahead. How to overcome language learning difficulties. Here I am having few tips for you guys. I hope these tips will help you, immensely helpful. The first one is set realistic goals and try different mediums to learn the language. Do not depend on just one book. Try to try different mediums like different sources, internet, online language learning apps. You can use, like you can hear radio programs in that language, you can hear news, you can watch films in that language with subtitles. So there are different mediums available nowadays. Everything is available. You should, first of all, you should set realistic goals, no? Not very high goals which you are not able to achieve. This is the first tip. Second one is count the advantages of learning the language. Keep yourself motivated. Always remember, why are you learning the language? It's very important. And after seeing the advantages, the benefits of learning the language, you will automatically start learning the language. It is okay to make mistakes, but not okay to give up at early stage without even trying. So this is my third tip: work on your weak areas. It's very important, and do not be fearful of making mistakes. Next tip is manage your time wisely. Very important. I have already explained it. Manage your time wisely. Time management is very important. And next tip is consistent efforts play an important role. You already know consistent efforts, which means daily giving at least 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour daily to the language. And the last but not the least is stay positive and keep practicing. Stay positive and keep practicing. So these 6 tips are very, very practical tips and very helpful if you implement them in your language learning process. Thank you very much for watching my video till end. I'm pretty sure that this video is very helpful for all the language learners. Danke. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do consider to subscribe it. Do not forget to share it with your friends also. Ring the bell to get the notifications. And all the very best